Hi, welcome to VTeach. In the last class, we discussed about what is the auxiliary view and how to draw an auxiliary view to the points, lines, planes, and 3D object. That is what we call the isometric objects. Clear? So, next we have discussed about what is the sectioning and how to, we are going to discuss about a sectioning for 3D objects as well as for the 2D objects. Clear? So, in this lecture, we will discuss about what is the development of surfaces and what is the penetrations of solids into another solids. Clear? So here, what is first of all, we will go to the development of surfaces. So what is the definition of development of surface? So for example, if a thin metallic sheet is folded in the form of a solid object, clear? A thin metallic sheet is folded in the form of a solid object, and then if you unfold the body, if they unfold a thin metallic sheet, the obtained area is known as a development of that surface. Clear? So I will repeat once again. So a thin metallic sheet is wounded or folded in the form of a certain object. Consider a cylinder or a cone. Okay. So a thin metallic sheet is folded in the form of a cone. So after, if we unfold the area, the obtained surface is nothing but a development of surface. Clear? So that is a basic definition of development of surface. So here we have a tetragonal object. So this is a tetragonal object. Clear? So this is the base. So these are all the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. We all know that. So here we have 3 faces for the tetrahedron. Clear? So this is the base. So you can see here a development of tetrahedron is nothing but, so if a thin metallic sheet is folded in the form of this tetrahedron. So after, if we unfold this tetrahedron, so here we will get the 3 surfaces. 1, 2, 3. And this is the base. So these 3, we can say this is the faces. 1, 2 and 3. So these are all the faces we can call for a tetrahedron. Okay. So this area, the total area is nothing but a development of lateral surface of this tetrahedron. Understood? So here the tetrahedron is nothing but a solid. So after unfolding the thin metallic sheet which is wounded around the tetrahedron, the surface obtained is nothing but a development of surface or development of this tetrahedron. Clear? So this is the basic concept regarding the development of surfaces. Okay. So we can call it as a development of lateral surface also. So why? Because, so here I am representing the inner surface or inner area of a solid. So in this tetrahedron we can only visible the outer area, isn't it? So here in this tetrahedron we can only visible the outer area or outer lateral surface of a solid. So here we are going to represent the development to the inner surface. So therefore we can call it as a lateral surface of a solid. Okay. So here we can call it as a development of lateral surfaces also. Okay. Understood? So I will explain one more example. So here we have a cube. So this is a cube. So if a thin metallic sheet is wounded around this cube, so after we unfold this cube, so we will get these type of surfaces. So here we have a 6 surfaces for the cube. Here. So 1, 2. So like this we have a 6 surface, faces of the cube, isn't it? So if we unfold this thin metallic sheet which is folded around the cube, so we will get these type of surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So these 6 are lateral surface or inner surfaces of the cube. So after unfolding the thin metallic sheet. So these surfaces is known as a development of this cube. Clear? So this is what we call the development of lateral surfaces of the cube. Understood? So here we have one more example. So here I am considering a solid, that is what we call the, so here we have a square pyramid. So here we have the 4 sides, 4 lateral sides, that is what we call the outer surface of the pyramid. Fold the thin metallic sheet around this square pyramid. Later on we will unfold this area, we will get this type of surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the base. Clear? So these 4 are lateral surfaces of the square pyramid. Clear? So here we have A, B, C, D. So these are all the 4 corners of the square pyramid. So here this is the apex. Clear? So here we have apex and these 4 are the lateral surface, edges of the square pyramid. So here this is the last point which I am going to obtain after the development of surfaces. Clear? So here we have a procedure how we are going to draw this type of lateral surfaces of different solids. So in the next we have I will explain in terms of examples, we can say. So there you can come to clarity about how we are going to draw a lateral surfaces of a different solids. Clear? For example, if we have a cone, so how we can draw for a cone a lateral surface. If we take an example of cylinder, so there how we can able to draw a cylinder, the lateral surface of a cylinder we can say. So if we have a pyramids or prisms, so there how we can draw these lateral surfaces of the pyramid or prism, we will discuss in the examples, coming examples. Clear? So here these are all the basic concept and major concepts also come to the engineering drawing. Clear? So here we have a cylinder. You can see here we have a cylinder. For this cylinder, how we are going to draw a lateral surface, I will explain now. Clear? So let's see here. So here we have two surfaces. One is a top surface. I am writing here TS. Another one is bottom surface. Clear? So the diameter is D for both top and bottom surface. The height of the cylinder is H. D and H. So for this cylinder, so we are going to draw a lateral surface after unfolding the thin metallic sheet. So see what is the procedure we have to draw. So for example, here I am considering the cylinder. So after unfolding the thin metallic sheet, we are going to obtain a rectangular shape, isn't it? So for a cylinder, after unfolding the area or after unfolding the thin metallic sheet, we are obtained a rectangular area, isn't it? So what is the length and what is the height of this rectangular area? See here. So we will obtain this type of rectangular area after unfolding the sheet or metallic sheet. So the height is equal to the, here we have a H of a cylinder. So here we have a height H for the lateral surface also. So here you all know that a circumference of the circle, that is what we call the length of the development of cylinder. What is the circumference of the circle? That is what we call 2 pi r or pi d. Okay, so this is what the lateral surface of the, this is circumference of the circle, and the lateral surface, the length is also is equal to the circumference of the circle, isn't it? That is what we call 2 pi r and pi d. So here r is the radius of the circle. Here he is given that d is the diameter. So from that we can take r as a radius, or we can substitute direct d with pi d. Pi is nothing but 3.14 and d is the diameter of the base circle or a top surface or base surface, we can say. Clear? So by applying this circumference formula, we can calculate the length of a development of a cylinder. Okay, so this is the procedure how we can draw for a cylinder lateral surface. Clear? So this is what we call the lateral surface of cylinder. Clear? So the length is nothing but pi d, that is circumference of the circle, and height is equal to the height of a cylinder. Clear? So circumference is nothing but 2 pi r. So here r is the radius of the circle, that is top surface or bottom surface, or we can apply the pi d. D is the diameter of the cylinder, isn't it? So this is the basic concept to draw a cylinder, lateral surface of a cylinder with diameter d and height h. So here we have a cone. So for this cone, how we can draw a lateral surface of this type of objects? So here we have only one surface. We can say base or a top surface. So this is what we call the base. We can say this is a base. So here this is a generator. Clear? So this is nothing but apex. Clear? So here we have three names, that is base, generator and apex. So here how we can draw the lateral surface of the cone? Let's see. So in the cylinder, you all know that just learned before this slide. So the lateral surface of a cylinder is nothing but a rectangle, isn't it? So why? Because there we have two surfaces. One is top surface and bottom surface. So in the cone, we have only one surface. We can call it as a base, or we can call it as a top surface or a bottom surface. So here we are not going to obtain any rectangle. So here we will obtain a sector area. Okay, sector area. So for a sector, we have to know the angle of the sector. For example, you all know that. So this is a sector. So we are going to obtain this type of surface. That is what we call a development of this cone. So for drawing this type of sectors, we must know the angle. I am calling it as a theta. So after knowing this angle, we can directly draw this type of sector. We can call it as a development of cone. Clear? So here we have one formula for calculating the A angle, or we can call it as a sector angle. for this cone. So what is the formula? So theta is equal to R by L into 360 degrees. So this is the formula. So how we can calculate the angle of this sector, isn't it? So here R is nothing but the radius of this cone. So here we have a radius of any cone, we all know that. So here L is nothing but the length of the generator. So this is the L. So from this point and here the length of joins, the line joining between the base to the apex is nothing but a generator. Here the L is nothing but the length of a generator. Okay. So R is nothing but the radius of a circle. So by substituting this type of elements, you know that from the question R is given and L is also given. We can calculate. So after substituting, we can calculate the theta. Clear? So here I will explain with an example problem in the next coming questions. So here I will directly explain about how we can draw a development of cone with the help of this angle. So for example, after applying this formula R by L into 360, so for example, we obtained an angle of 120 degrees. I am explaining with an example. So here I obtained an angle of 120 degrees after substituting the R and L values. So here we obtained the angle. So next how we can draw the development. So let's see here. So take a point, we can call it as a apex. So here I am notating this apex with O. Clear? So this is also O point. So draw a line. The length of the line is equal to the length of the generator. Okay, the length of the line is equal to the length of the generator. So next we have to draw another line like this. Here the length of these two lines is equal to the length of the generators, and the angle between these two lines should be 120 degrees, isn't it? So this is the base line. From this line we have to take the angle with 120. So not the fixed angle. So we have to calculate from R by L into 360. So from that we have to calculate the angle theta. So from that theta we have to draw two lines with that angle. Clear? So here from O as a center, and distance is nothing but from this point to this point. So length of these two lines are same, you all know that. So here the length of these two lines are same. Just draw a sector with the center O from this point and to this point. A arc joining this point to this point. We can say this is an A and B. Join A and B with the center O. So this is the procedure how we can develop the cone by using a angle theta. Theta is nothing but a sector angle, isn't it? So this is the procedure how we have to calculate the theta. With this theta we can calculate the angle of a sector. If we obtain this angle, sector angle, we can easily draw a development of a cone, isn't it? So here for example, so if the cone is sectioned, you all know what is the sectioning. Sectioning is cutting the solid with a plane, we can call it a cutting plane. That is what we call the sectioning. Okay. So for example, if the cone is sectioned like this, so then we have to draw a sectioned development of surface. So for this also we can able to convert the solid into a development of lateral surface of a sectioned body. So this is a development of a general cone. So after sectioning the cone, we can able to draw a development of sectioned body also, isn't it? So this is the concept of a cone. So likewise, we can draw these development of lateral surface of the number of objects by following certain procedure. I will explain the next class. So for this class, just practice these all the problems or procedures which I have said. Okay. Thank you.